Now this morning is Laura Leigh Hughes with the Unusual Suspects Theater Company. Laura created this group in response to the 1992 LA riots.
And she's using the theater to transform lives of underserved youth and the community. We want to thank her for joining us this morning on KCAL-9. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for being here bright and early.
It's my pleasure.
What do the Unusual Suspects do?
The Unusual Suspects is a theater program. We work with at-risk youth and underserved communities. So there's mentors, teaching artists, and volunteers who work with the youth to help them write and perform their own plays. So through improvisation and writing stuff, they create a play, and then it's performed for their peers and audience members and community.
And is for some of these young men and women, is that their first time on a stage?
For many of them, yes, it is. Yes, and it's so much more. It's a way of reaching the kids through theater. Is a way that comes at them where it's so much more occurs than just writing a play. Where they're being empowered, they're getting a voice. I thought from the uprising in '92, there was such our community was so torn apart, and it was so disturbing to me to see that. And I thought, I want to do something. I don't want to forget about this. I want to do something that's going to make a difference and can make some changes in the community, because we were so torn apart by that. So that's what gave me the idea that I thought the youth were probably most affected by this, and give them a voice and empower them. And they, through our program, we go on, they really become leaders in the community. They're dealing with so many issues of gang violence and domestic violence and teen pregnancy and drugs and stuff like that. So this is a way that they can actually become leaders in their community and make a difference and speak out and talk about what they're going through and solve some of those issues and build self-esteem.
And as we're seeing some of the videos, some of those kids were probably too young to even remember the riots that are on stage. But are still some of those issues that were, present before the riots, are they still affecting these kids?
They are, yeah. I mean, but we've served so many kids, and it really has changed so many lives. But yes, those problems are still going on, especially with the economy now and what's happening. I think, so many people are affected by it. Things still. So, but it's made a difference. We have a young man, Jose, who was actually born in a Guatemalan prison, and in 2008 we won the Coming Up Taller Award, which is one of the highest honors in the country for after-school arts programs. Wow. We were presenting that at the White House, and Laura Bush presented that. And to have this young man who was born in a Guatemalan prison be at the White House in his suit and tie and representing all the kids in our program, he really stepped up and was you knew that he got the significance of that, and he was such a man, and the way he mentored the other kids who were there, and the way he spoke and everything was really incredible to watch. And you see so many lives who are transformed by the work that we do. And since it's a mentoring program as well, there's such a high ratio of adults to youth, and so they really get that individual attention. We've had, there's so many kids that can fall through the cracks, but there was one child who was having a problem reading, and the school didn't know. He just went lost, but because of the individual attention, that was noticed, and he got the attention and the mentoring and the schooling that he needed to help solve that, and deal with that problem.
And I would imagine the mentors themselves get so much out of this program as well. The people who did go through the riots, who know what it was like during those times in the early '90s, and they can really help these youngsters, these young people, rise up.
Absolutely, yes. And it's changed, their lives are changed. I have one parent, his mother came to me, she was visiting, she said, "Laura Leigh, I can't thank you enough." She said, "My son, I've never seen him so happy." Because they change our lives, these kids. They're so honest, and they're so brave, and they're overcoming so many problems. And we have rival gang members working together for the first time, with people who would be shooting each other in the streets. And here they are coming together to write a play, very powerful, usually anti-gang messages. And they're breaking down those walls, so they will make more positive choices. They'll stay in school longer. They'll maybe not join a gang. There's things that happen because of this work that is really life-changing and empowering to these kids. And so, but to see that and witness that is amazing. We had this one young kid when we were in Central Juvenile Hall, and we were working with the high-risk male offenders there, and a lot of these kids were getting 25 to life sentences. And that was a real eye-opening experience to us, and mostly poor minority children. And it was going unnoticed, I felt. And this one kid got up on their own volition, spoke to the other kids who were there in juvenile hall, younger kids who were there for much less violent offenses. They were there for minor things. And they spoke to them, and they said, this one kid, Lilo, who I'll never forget, is this huge imposing looking kid with tats all over and stuff. And he said, I want to tell you, please don't do what we've done, some of us have done. He said, you know, we're a family up here with the unusual suspects. And he said, because of some choices I've made, he said, I have an 18-month-old son who I'm not going to see until I'm 18 years old. We're killing each other over nothing, and we have to stop, you know. And up here with unusual suspects, this is a way to change things. And so, and that was really on their own volition. So there's so many things that happen. You know, we have a young girl who grew up homeless on the streets of LA with her mother. And, you know, she just graduated a few years ago from Cal State Long Beach in one of the top writing programs. So there are so many positive things that happen and come out of it. So.
And it's all about just keeping them busy and active and finding something that they're passionate about. Thank you so much, Laura.
Thank you so much.
We appreciate it. For more information about the Unusual Suspects Theater Company, just go to our website, KCAL9.com, and click on Seen on TV. Thank you so much for being here again. What great work you're doing. Our hats off to you.
Thank you very much.
Thanks again. Great stuff out there.